Coming up next, we got an awesome recipe for pasta and a delicious bread to go with it. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Laverne.
And coming up on today's show, we got a bread recipe that we had submitted by a viewer, Carrie Obergawich.
Yes.
And a 3-meat pasta that was submitted by Irene Height.
That's right.
And so let's get started. What are we going to start with today?
Well, we're going to start with the bread because the bread does take an hour to bake.
Okay.
So we're going to get that mixed. I did preheat the oven to 350 already, so we got that going.
Okay.
So preheat the oven to 350. And then we'll get started with our ingredients for the bread. And like I said, this was submitted by Carrie Obergawich and was so excited to get that recipe.
Oh, definitely. We love getting submitted recipes.
We do. We're going to start with 3 cups of flour. And this one's so easy to mix together. And it's 1½ teaspoons baking powder.
Okay.
And 1½ teaspoons salt.
Okay.
And we have 2½ cups sugar.
Okay.
So that's already pre-measured there. And okay, we have that. And then it says 1½ teaspoons of poppy seed.
Okay.
So I was kind of generous with my poppy seed. I think I probably got 2 tablespoons. Excuse me, I said teaspoons, I believe. It's 1½ tablespoons.
Okay.
There's the difference between tablespoons and teaspoons.
Yep, there's a big difference.
Yeah, right. So we're going to add that. And then the liquid ingredients is 1½ cups milk.
Okay.
So we'll add that in there. And 1 1/8 cup vegetable oil or cooking oil. So I've already got that pre-measured. So I'm going to put that in there. And you just can put all that in. You don't have to be mixing, beating up shortening or eggs and creaming that together. This is so easy just to put all in and get it mixed.
And just get it done.
That's right. And now it says 1½ teaspoons vanilla.
Okay.
So I'm going to get that in there. Okay. This teaspoon is 1½ teaspoons here, right here. So, and then it says 1 1/4 teaspoon almond extract. So,
okay.
Almond flavoring it always adds such good. Well, it's just a good flavoring to add to any recipe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all you do. You put that in there, and now we're going to mix it. And you're not going to have to beat that for any length of time. You're just going to want to get that blended well, and then we're going to put it into our bread pans.
Okay.
We'll just put it on low to start with. And I did generously grease, in fact, I used some spray for the pans. You can grease them if you want to use shortening.
Okay.
If I greased it with shortening, I would add, I would put flour in it, just dust it with flour.
Okay.
But I find that when I use the spray shortening or whatever, it does not, I don't ever flour it and it doesn't stick. So
okay.
That's good. Okay. I want to just scrape the sides a little bit here.
Well, you can definitely smell the almond extract coming from that. It smells great already.
And then we make a glaze to put on top of this. That's
awesome.
Really good.
So that's the special little ingredient for this poppy seed.
That just, it just adds that extra, absolutely. So we'll just blend it to just a couple more seconds, and then we can pour that in and get it in the oven. And
it makes 2 very nice sized loaves.
Yes.
It's a big recipe.
Right, it's 2 loaves of bread, so,
okay.
Your regular size.
I would think because we're not using eggs in here that, if you wanted to only make 1 loaf, you could easily cut this recipe in half.
I think so. But make it, freeze one.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's...
Take it to work and share.
That's right. You'll always find somebody that would love to have some nice fresh bread.
Definitely.
And being this is not your normal, just, your yeast bread, it's just a it's a treat. It's almost like a dessert.
Yes.
Or you
like
could
a
use
cake
it
almost.
like a coffee cake or something like that with coffee. And so we're going to just pour that in here. Okay, so you just need to kind of even that out a little bit.
Sure. And these are big loaf pans too.
Yeah.
It's not just a standard
Yeah,
loaf.
Well, it's what I normally would bake, say like if you had a frozen loaf of bread dough.
Okay.
That's what I would bake in, and that's what you're going to be getting out of that. Okay, there we are. So I'll have you, I'm going to just put that off. We'll open up the oven here and put that in. And okay, and now we're going to set that for an hour.
Okay.
And like I said, I already have that set for 350. It's hot, ready to go.
Okay.
So, okay. You know, what we're going to do is, let's just finish, we're going to make the glaze, so the glaze will be ready when we take out the bread. What's nice is to put it on when the bread is still quite warm, poke some holes in, and that glaze will just soak right in there and stuff. So, with the glaze, we start with 2 tablespoons of butter, 3/4 cup sugar, and it says, you know, to cook it on low heat. I'm going to actually just put it in the microwave.
Okay.
It's going to go quickly and you're not having to worry about it getting burnt. And so we're going to 1/4 cup, you know, orange juice that's already, you know, mixed. Not your frozen concentrate. Right. Just like that.
I always find that's quite a bit sweeter than making up a frozen orange juice.
Yes, it is. Okay, and then we're going to do another, just a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'll just measure out there. And then we're also going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract flavoring in this too. So we've got a little bit in the actual batter, and then we also have it in here. So,
and the glaze.
Yeah. So we're going to just put that in the microwave. I'm going to just put that on for about a minute and stir it, and then we can just heat it, because all you want to do is just really heat it thoroughly.
Okay.
Okay, and then, you know, while that is going, we can actually get started with our 3-meat pasta.
Sounds great.
What's going to, and that, you can really get a lot of things prepared ahead of time, so just to put it together makes it so easy. I do have my water boiling, and we're going to start, you know, you want a nice full, you know, big kettle of water, so you know, your pasta cooks up nicely without sticking together. The more water you have, the less it's going to stick together.
Okay.
So we're going to put that in there. And it says for angel hair pasta, and it says for a pound. So we're going to just put that in there.
Okay.
And the angel hair pasta is pretty thin, so that's not going to take very long just to cook up, because we're also putting it in and we're going to bake it. So we need to do that. So I want to get a spoon and stir that. Okay, we hear the buzzer for that. That looks like we still need to put that back in a little longer. It's not all melted yet, or get that a little bit hotter there.
Now, when the bread comes out, is that supposed to be a hot mixture that we pour over it as well?
It's
or
going
is
to be
supposed to cool off a little bit?
No, you can use it as warm. You know,
Okay.
We're going to have it really, you know, it's going to be kind of boiling. It's going to be heated thoroughly. So by the time that comes out, if that'll still be warm.
Okay.
So we can do it. And if you need to, just put it in the microwave for another few seconds and warm it up if you want it warmer.
Okay.
But with it being warm, it's going to soak on the bread a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay. So well, we got that just to cook in here. I've got one yellow onion chopped already, and I'm just going to saute it in a little bit of butter just to get that extra flavor in there. So
sure.
And our three meats with this is ham, chicken, and pork sausage.
Oh,
those are the three
nice
meats that we're going to be featuring in this pasta. Put that up a little bit there. And there's always so many things. It says to use like 2 cups of ham, 2 cups of chicken, 2 cups of the pork sausage. You can easily, here, excuse me just a moment, we'll get that buzzer there. You know, compromise if you don't have the full 2 cups. I don't think it's going to make much difference, or if you like one meat better than the other.
Sure.
Just add that. Okay, that was starting to boil, so I'm actually going to put that back in and let it go for about another minute.
Okay.
And I have just about everything ready to go with. You want to have pre-cooked. I mean, you want cooked meat, cooked chicken, cooked. You know, well, your ham. Most of the often when you buy ham, it's pre-cooked already, and then your pork sausage. And I used just some breakfast pork sausage.
Oh, okay.
But you know, I would think you could actually, you know, use the country style sausage.
Okay.
And just cut it into little slices and put it in there. I think that would look very nice too.
It would look nice and would give a little bit different flavor.
A little different
Kinda
flavor.
Depends on what your family likes.
That's right, you know, and try different things. You always, it's the more creative you come up with things, I think you actually have better tasting food and recipes to have for your family. You have fun
doing it too.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I think that's about ready to come out. Oh, that's boiling really nice. So I'm going to just take that and I'm going to just set that aside here while we have our, can you just smell that?
Mm-hmm, I can.
Doesn't that smell good? The pasta, it's ready to go. I don't want to make it thoroughly cooked.
Okay.
I want to keep it a little bit firm because, like I said, we're going to be baking it. Okay, and let's just pull that, you know, cutting board out. And what's nice too, to start with a big kettle, I'm going to put the pasta back in here. I'm going to put all the ingredients in there and be able to mix it here and not make another dish dirty.
Oh, we all like that.
That's right.
Dishwashers like that.
Yes. So I'm going to heat up a cup of water because I'm going to make some, it says to add 3 cubes of bouillon.
Okay.
Chicken bouillon, but I don't have the actual bouillon, so I'm going to I always use just the chicken flavor like that and stuff, whatever, and I can plug Allison's Food Pantry. I love their chicken base, or their beef base, and you know, any of their meat bases are really, really good, so.
And if you like to cook, I mean, they come in nice quantities that, I mean, it lasts a while as well.
Yes, absolutely. It's great. And that. So this should be about, get that strained very well. Okay, so we're going to just put that in there. Okay. Okay, so while that's still boiling there, I'm going to add my 2 cups of, well, you know, I think what I'm going to do is going to be a little bit easier. I'm going to add my cheeses first.
Oh, sure.
And that, it asks for 10 ounces of cottage cheese. So this is 22 ounces, so I'm going to use about half of this carton of cottage cheese.
Okay.
And there's mozzarella cheese in there, and there's cheddar cheese and a little Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
A lot of good flavorings of cheeses in there. And cheese is always good.
It goes over well.
Yes, so we've got that in there. And it asks for a half a cup of Parmesan.
Okay.
And that, I used some before, so that I had about a half a cup in there. And it says a cup of mozzarella cheese.
Okay.
And that's about what I have left in here.
The mozzarella cheese always
Yeah.
melts so nice.
And don't worry if you have a little bit more, add it. Don't put it back in the fridge and maybe forget about it and let it get moldy.
Right.
You know, use it. A little extra cheese is always great. And then 2 cups of cheddar cheese.
Okay.
So 1 package like this, and it already says 2 cups on there. Okay. So I hear the microwave went off for the water for the bouillon.
Okay. Nice and hot.
Yeah, and if you have that nice and hot, it's going to just dissolve so much easier. So, oh, boy, that was...
It boils over too.
It can boil over a little bit. It's nice and hot. So for a cup, you know, about 2 teaspoons is, it would equal about the 3 bouillon cubes. So.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start mixing this up. And that should just, like I said, you want a nice big kettle or bowl to be able to mix everything together.
And being we're doing this with angel hair spaghetti, I mean, it looks, the noodles are just absorbing that cheese. It's just taking it all in and melting it.
Oh, it is. And wait till we get to take it in. That'll
Well,
even be better.
That's even better.
So I'm going to add my cup of sauteed onions.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say a cup. It was 1 onion.
Okay.
It probably equaled a little bit more than a cup. I didn't measure it. I just took a medium to a large onion and cut it. If you like onion flavoring, hey, go for it.
Sure.
You know, so.
Get that all mixed up nice. And then we can bake this right along with our bread in the oven. And how long do we put this in the oven for?
I believe it's like about a half hour to 40 minutes. Now, if you're making it immediately and you got all your things hot, you know, in about 30 minutes to 40 minutes, it's going to be done.
Okay.
If you would happen to want to mix this up maybe the night before or whatever, and you have it in the fridge, well, of course, then your ingredients are cold. You're going to want to, you know, bake it a little longer. But
Sure.
you know, just until it's nice and hot and bubbly, for the fact that, you know, you already have everything's cooked.
Sure.
So we're going to pour that in there.
Oh, it just smells great. I'm glad that this recipe was submitted. It looks, I mean, it's not hard to make. It's easy. Just throw your ingredients in and
Yep.
bake it.
Yes, I mean, Irene is, well, she's actually a cousin of ours, but then they're good camping friends of ours, and we go camping. And this was over Memorial Weekend, when it was a little cooler. She put this dish together for us, and that's where I first had it. It was really good. So we had to get it to share. So
Sure.
I've got 2 cups of chicken, and I just cubed them, cut that up, and just cook it, you know, just till it's not
Now, I
pink
see
anymore.
some seasonings on there. Did you just lose a little salt and pepper on the chicken?
You know, I added a little pepper just because I like that extra, little extra kick to it, but you don't necessarily need to.
Okay.
And you know, one thing, we're not adding additional salt, because your chicken bouillon, you know, already
That's got plenty of salt.
Yes, quite a bit of salt. Your ham has got salt in it, your cheeses, and your pork sausage. So you don't want to add extra salt.
Sure.
You can always put it on if you need it, but don't put it in before, because you're going to, you know, probably maybe get it too salty. And so, like I said, I just took some breakfast sausage and cooked that and just put it into small pieces.
Okay.
And then 2 cups of ham. In fact, I probably have just a tish more ham, because I had a piece of ham, you know, in the fridge that I just cut up and So I wasn't going to just put a little piece aside. I just put it all in.
Sure. So it kind of counteracts the little bit of extra cheese we put in there.
Yeah. So just kind of mix that up the best you can. And then I did already pre-spray of a 9x13 casserole pan.
Okay.
And this is
a very generous portion.
It is. You can serve, you know, your family and have leftovers, or you can, like what we did, we had it out camping and it served our group. And of course, you know, we always have a few other things too to go with it. But
now, with this being, you know, everything we put in there is cooked, once you actually have it baked in the oven, you know, is this something that you would want to go back and even, I mean, it probably wouldn't even be bad cold.
Oh, you know, I haven't tried it, but I probably wouldn't be.
You know,
Especially
if you have the late night munchies and you open up the fridge and you just had to try some, I
Yeah.
bet it wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be. And you can see how big a recipe it really is.
It is. It fills up that casserole dish.
Yep. We need a spatula, because some of the cheeses went to the bottom, kind of melted already.
Sure.
So we want to make sure we get all that cheese in there. And you know, depending upon the time of year you have, you know, even now with getting into garden, you know, fresh tomatoes and cucumbers and all of that, just serving that with some fresh vegetables.
Certainly a fresh garden salad.
Yeah. And like in the wintertime or whenever you don't always have access to all that fresh vegetables, you know, make a vegetable dish on the side.
Sure.
So this is all
I mean,
we
you got
did.
your meat in there, you got your bread basically. We just need a vegetable and to complete a meal here.
Absolutely. So we're going to just pop that in the oven with our bread, because this actually says to bake at 350 also.
Okay.
So it's kind of nice when you can multi-bake, I guess, as well as multitask. And there's 41 minutes left on the oven for the bread. So that's probably about where we're going to go with the, you know, the pasta.
Sounds great.
First of all, I just want to, okay, the bread is great to the touch. So we're going to bring that out over here.
Okay. Let that cool just a little bit.
Yes. And that pasta there looks great. Doesn't that look good?
Oh, it looks wonderful. It smells wonderful.
Okay, it does. So let's kind of, what I'm going to do now, I want to put the glaze back in the microwave just for about 25 seconds to heat that up a little bit more.
So just, you know, for the viewers, they're seeing what came out of the oven here. Now these breads didn't raise up, you know, like what you would think is a traditional bread would, but they're more of a dessert, you know, so don't think you messed up on your recipe that these didn't, you know, raise up and...
Right, they're not a yeast dough.
Right.
And that, so that'll be there. So I'm going to just put that, turn that upside down for a little bit, and then they'll just fall right out of the pan.
Okay.
Okay. So let me take this hot pan off of here. Oh, that just come off very, very nicely. And I'm going to just put it on a platter here. Got to get out of... It's nice to be in my own kitchen. You have all these handy little things there.
Right.
Okay, because I just want to put this bread, just put it right over on this here, and just to show you here, and I'm going to move that over. And now I'm going to just poke a couple of holes in here.
Oh, it just smells delightful.
Oh, there isn't anything better than the smell of fresh bread, if it's yeast bread or if it's just like, you know, your apple breads, like this is your poppy seed bread. So we're going to just put that glaze on there. And that'll just soak right in there. So one thing was going to be nice with this, you won't even have to butter it. You know,
right.
You have that
glaze is right there for you.
On there. And let's get a spatula here, and we're going to take out some of our pasta.
All right.
And show the viewers what that looks like.
And that sets up very nicely.
Yeah. And you know, the main thing is, you know, that you just want to be able to make sure that your cheese is nice and melted and bubbly with that. And I'm actually going to just, I know this is going to be really hot right now, but we're going to cut a couple of little pieces here.
Sure.
And just show you what that looks like.
Okay, and again, thank you ladies for submitting these recipes. Irene Height for our pasta and Carrie Obergewich for this bread. Thank you. It's such a treat to get new recipes. To get these recipes, just go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com. And as always, thank you to the Workshop as our sponsor. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great one.